right, so right now I'm reporting on the Pluto direct in Capricorn for the mutable signs. That's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and risings. So let's start off with Gemini. So for the past 16 years since Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008, Gemini has been going through a lot when it comes to transformation, right? Some of you could have died and been reborn. Some of you guys could have had psychological breaks, and that could have been like psychological breakthroughs or breakdowns to get to a breakthrough. You have been on repeat in Phoenix mode. You've also been receiving a lot of spiritual help and downloads. You have actually open up your third eye or your intuition, or you have become more intuitive, maybe more secretive and distrustful along the way, because this has been a hard, long path for you. You've gone through emotionally traumatic events and it either built you or broke you. But I know that Gemini is an air sign, so whatever you've been through, I know that you could fly above or float above it, because air signs do not hold on to grudges unless they have a lot of earth in their chart. But what I'm seeing with you guys is that, you know, after all the things that you've been through, all of the help that you've received, even if it was spiritual help, or people helped you grow as a person by being involved with people who were broken, or maybe you had people help you in regards to like finances and donations and things like that, and you've witnessed the giving and the taking away of people, whether that's monetarily, like financially, emotionally, or physically. And during the end of this transit, you are being faced with the responsibility to hold your own emotionally, to be able to stand and say, yes, I came through this, but I'm coming out of it a bad bitch, a boss boy or a boss babe, okay? And I take full accountability of my own transformation. I take full accountability of my own glow up. I take full accountability on the fact that what I've been through is my truth. And I'm either going to heal or I'm going to move ahead broken. And Gemini, you guys are very smart, so I know which one you'll choose. It's life or death at this point. Virgos, for the past 16 years, ever since 2008, you have been holding on to some type of craft, right? You have had this passion project that you've learned from, kind of like me, because back in 2008, I was getting into astrology even as a middle schooler, right? Early middle school and things like that. And now I'm coming out, using me as an example as a Virgo, I'm coming out and actually doing something with my craft. And I know there are a lot of Virgo suns, moons, and risings who have had a lot of experiencing different hobbies and passions and joys. And because it's in the Pluto's in the sign of Capricorn and it's transited that part of your chart, you've learned a lot. You want to become somebody who could structure this hobby, somebody who could actually gain monetarily, make a business out of this hobby, make a passion out of this hobby, right? Some of you Virgos have actually engaged in other passions, like passions of the heart. For example, some of you guys have went through a lot in regards to dating, relationships, love, even your kids, and you realize that there was a lot of work to be done. You've learned a lot from people, maybe older people, who have put you in the line of, I wouldn't say fire, but a line of transformation. Maybe you've had elders, or maybe you've dated people who were older than you that made you grow up a little bit. You've been through things that made you grow up a little bit in regards to your joys and your passions. Maybe you have become a parent in the past 18 years, right? But you are here finalizing these projects, finalizing how you're going to go about your dating life, how you're going to go about your passions, how you're going to go about your creativity and your joys. And you're saying that even though my joy was tested, even though I had to rebuild myself, after everything's been broken down, I still have these skills. I still have this soul, this heart to move on and become the boss of my joy, to be able to dictate to myself instead of have people dictate to me what I'm supposed to be passionate about, what I'm supposed to be joyful about, okay? You're pulling the reins on your own joy, right? You say, I control my joy, I control my passions. And I've actually learned a lot, so there's not anybody else who can tear me down. I have a lot of skills. I'm very skillful, and I know exactly what to do, especially when it pertains to my well-being, my joy, but especially my kids, if you guys have kids out there. Because after this transit, when Pluto enters Aquarius, you'll be able to move from your joy and actually create transformation around your jobs and your health and your everyday life. Maybe making your passions a part of your everyday life. Who knows? Who knows? Sagittarius, oh my gosh, for the past 15, 16 years since 2008, You have been through a lot in regards to how you view yourself with your self-esteem, how that's attached to how you earn money. You may have hoarded your money. You may have lost money. You may have gained more money or more self-value, more confidence. But it's like since 2008, for the past 16 years, you have been tested. Like, what is my true worth? Do people actually love me? Am I possessive? Am I possessive for the things that I own because I feel that's the only thing that loves me are things, right? Or maybe you have started a business in which you're able to create more financial strings of income because you've experienced poverty. You've experienced feeling like you're the only person in the relationship, or feeling like you are all alone. Like, who am I? And what am I worth? Like, why am I allowing myself to be treated this way, or I treat myself this way? Why do I keep holding on to things, or why do I release things so quickly and then move on as if nothing else happened, and really not dealing with myself? Well, this is the final time in which you are able to deal with yourself, which you are able to be responsible over your resources, your inner resources, the way you see yourself and things like that. Because after this transit, Pluto will enter Aquarius and go into your third house, in which you have to go outside of yourself, and you're going to be dealing with people in your immediate environment. You're going to be facing transformation in your immediate environment, everyday life, when it comes to your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, when it comes to the way you communicate in your mind. So it's much important that you get your values in check and in order come November 19th, because for the next 20 years, your mind, right, is going to go through a very transformative situations in which you will be feeling like yourself, and then sometimes you'll be feeling like you're mentally deranged or you're dead. So you'll be going through a lot of transformation when it comes to your mind, your mentality, the way you communicate, the way you talk, the way you walk. And that's because you had 20 years to deal with that in regards to how you view yourself, your self-love, and your self-value. So this is your final time to claim that you are responsible for how you feel. You put the price tag on how much you're worth. And then when you go out after November 19th and you're in your immediate environment, when you talk and when you speak, you'll be so powerful, and you may change other people with how you communicate with others. And everything you've gone through, everything you've lost, everything you've learned has made you quite a powerful speaker, teacher, communicator, sibling, aunt, uncle. And you're going to need it, because sometimes things around you will get dark and get very eccentric after November 19th. So good luck, Sagittarius. And then for the finale, Pisces. Okay, you've been having Pluto and Capricorn transcending your 11th house. So since 2008, you've been tested when it comes to what you want out of life. What are your future goals and dreams? Who is your support group? Who are your friends, really? Like, truly, who are your friends? You have gone through a barrage of friends that may have been backstabbers. You may have been a backstabber at one of those ventures, and you've learned a lot that karma comes to bite you in the ass when you do not stand for something or when you run away. You could have also, since for the past 16 years, you could have been like, changing how you view your dreams and your goals, because you have been evolving. So the things that you've liked a couple years ago, you no longer like. And so you have to be placed on this new pathway to achieving exactly where you want to be. I see that if you've been involved in social media, you've seen how mean social media can be. You've seen how dark it can go. You've seen how dark things can go with being outcasted from your group of friends, or even being outcasted by a community, But you're coming out stronger as a phoenix. You're saying, I could be alone. I've been a loner before. I stand on my principles. These are my goals, my dreams. I'm not afraid of being eccentric. This is the new person that I'm becoming. Because afterwards, on November 20th, when Pluto enters Aquarius for the next 2 years, Pluto will be entering the section of your spiritual and your subconscious. So you're going to be going through breakthroughs, period, spiritually, psychologically. Controlling things from behind the curtain, becoming a secret magician, Pisces.